At a certain point, power stops being personal. It starts affecting everything around it. Chapters 19 and 20 are where Modulo crosses that line, where fights stop being contained, and the consequences start reaching people who never chose to be involved. Yuji returns as something far beyond a sorcerer. Dabura begins to break the limits of his own existence, and Tsurugi makes a choice that permanently alters the shape of the battlefield. From here on out, strength isn't just a weapon, it's a liability. Let's break down chapters 19 and 20 of Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. Chapter 19 picks things up right where the last chapter ended. Dabura makes a decision. He will push his body beyond its limits, beyond what any warrior should reach, sublight speed. With his third eye open, Dabura accelerates instantly. His body surpasses conventional limits, pushing straight into sublight speed. Mahoraga cannot react. The speed gap is absolute. From Mahoraga's perspective, Dabura doesn't move. He simply arrives. He's moving so fast that the panel can barely capture him. Dabura attempts to reach closer and closer to the speed of light. He launches a kick at relativistic speed, an attack powerful enough to vaporize entire city blocks, with energy output comparable to dozens of Zarbombas. Mahoraga cannot react. The kick lands. Mahoraga's upper body is obliterated, shattered into fragments. For a moment, it looks like Mahoraga has finally been defeated, but then the wheel spins, and Mahoraga survives. Why Mahoraga lived? The chapter reveals a terrifying detail. On the first page, while accelerating, Dabura grazed Mahoraga's arm. That single moment, that tiny contact, was enough. Mahoraga adapted to blunt force before the full kick landed. Because Mahoraga doesn't adapt to techniques alone, it adapts to attack types. So when the full sublight speed kick connected, Mahoraga had already adapted. That single spin of the wheel saved it. Mahoraga regenerates almost instantly. Dabura realizes the truth. If he had landed that kick perfectly the first time, Mahoraga would have been one shot. But now, Mahoraga is partially adapted to physical attacks at relativistic speeds. Dabura grows frustrated, but at the same time, a part of him is actually enjoying this fight. He has never experienced anything like this before. We see strange, almost dreamlike panels where Dabura imagines himself moving alongside Mahoraga. It doesn't feel like a normal fight anymore. It feels intoxicating. He's not thinking about winning or losing. He just wants to keep moving. He wants to fight more. But then, he realizes something terrifying. He lost his left leg earlier when he kicked Mahoraga. For a moment, Dabura considers cutting off his own leg completely. But then he remembers, Earth's Jujutsu can heal people. And in that moment, something clicks. Through pure deduction, Dabura understands it. Negative cursed energy multiplied by itself creates positive energy. Healing, without training, without prior usage, without guidance. Dabura awakens RCT mid-battle. He regenerates his leg instantly. Mahoraga freezes. This isn't normal talent. Unlike Gojo or Higuruma, who learned RCT through training and exposure, Dabura figured it out on the spot, from fragmented knowledge alone. This confirms it. Dabura isn't just strong. He's a genius-level combat prodigy, evolving in real time. He smirks and says, I see, Earth Jujutsu is quite advanced. The chapter cuts to Jujutsu headquarters. Miyaguni explains the danger. Now that Dabura and Yuka are fighting, the cursed energy stored in Inner Tokyo could explode all at once, like eggs hatching simultaneously. This isn't about quality, it's about quantity. Countless grade 2 and higher curses could manifest at the same time. As a result, surrounding prefectures are declared uninhabited zones. Evacuation is extended by 10 kilometers. Tokyo's barrier system is adjusted to push cursed energy toward the ocean. The orders are clear: stay sharp, do your jobs properly, minimize casualties, ideally limiting them to only Yuka for her sake as well. The scene changes again. The Samurians are watching the duel. Osuki believes humans won't stay out of it. He orders his people to kill any human who interferes. Tension rises. Then, a group of sorcerers' voices draws closer. Both sides begin shouting. A clash is about to break out. And then, someone is standing outside the building, hood up, face partially hidden. It's Yuji. Mino rushes in yelling, then freezes. He realizes who it is. Yuji raises his hand and calmly says, blood piercing. Yuji uses Choso's blood manipulation technique. The attack tears through the building. Every window shatters. The scale is absurd. This isn't normal blood piercing. This single attack covers the entire building. No one understands what just happened. Sorcerers, Samurians, everyone is frozen. From the outside, the building looks completely destroyed. All of that from one blood piercing. And Yuji? He looks confused. Did I overdo it? He wasn't even trying. That wasn't his full power. That was a tease. The chapter confirms something terrifying. Yuji is immortal. He no longer ages, likely a side effect of consuming the death paintings. He has outlived everyone he loved. Some believe he shares a fused existence with Megumi Fushiguro, possibly bearing that burden together, though this remains unconfirmed. What is certain, Yuji's blood manipulation surpasses Choso's, wielded with precision and power beyond anything seen before. Mino is in shock. They've been searching for Yuji this entire time, and here he is. Chapter 19 ends. Chapter 20 opens with comedic 4-coma panels featuring Mino searching for Yuji. Mino is stressed out, searching for Yuji, but he has no clues to go on to find him. Then someone calls him and asks to meet up, since it's been a while. Mino, already frustrated, tells her that unlike them, he is actually busy. He's sure she's just inviting him so he can buy her something. She teases him and says, "You caught me," but adds that he can at least afford to treat a friend. Mino shuts her down. Maybe later. The call ends. Then we get the last part of the gag. Yuji is just there, sitting right next to her, hitting the jackpot in a pachinko parlor. That's the joke. Mino has been desperately searching everywhere for Yuji, while Yuji has been casually hanging out in public the entire time. In the next attempts, Mino calls someone, and they suggest that Todo might know something. Mino panics and says, "You mean the former grade 1 sorcerer Todo?" He then asks them to contact him, since they have no knowledge of Todo's whereabouts. The caller immediately responds that they can't. Mino replies, "Then who could?" The caller says, "I'm sure Yuji can." Mino is shocked. Now he's confused about who he should find first. The caller follows up by saying, "I mean, everyone else aside from Itadori hates his guts." That's the joke. Mino keeps coming up with plans, and every single one collapses the moment he actually thinks about it. The chapter then shifts back to the present. Yuji stands quietly on the battlefield. Mino sees him and freezes. "Yuji?" Yuji turns slightly, realizing he's been spotted, before Mino can say anything else. From the shattered building Yuji destroyed earlier with blood piercing, a Cimmerian leaps down, launching a full-force ambush meant to kill Yuji instantly. But Yuji doesn't dodge. He catches the axe mid-swing, not with his hand but with the shrine technique. His palm never actually touches the blade. Instead, miniature slashing fields form around his hand, grinding against the weapon like invisible chainsaws. It's the same principle Sukuna used before. Absolute precision, absolute control. The Cimmerian freezes. He's not touching it. Who is this? Are we sure he's even an Earthling? Yuji looks at him calmly. You seem pretty sturdy, and he condenses cursed energy instantly in his other hand. Mino notices it right away. He didn't even sense Yuji's cursed energy until the very moment it gathered in his fist. No leakage, no waste, perfect control. The Cimmerian's eyes go wide. Yuji reassures him casually, "Don't worry, this won't kill you." Then, black flash. The hit sends the Cimmerian flying, ricocheting across the city like a pinball, smashing through buildings until he finally crashes into rubble unconscious. Yuji doesn't even look back. Without turning around, he calls out to Mino. "Yo, you there?" Yuji clenches his fist. A mini piercing blood fires out instantly, slicing across Mino's cheek. Mino staggers. Sweat pours down his face. His body trembles. He nearly throws up. Yuji's blood is poisonous, just like the death painting wombs. As Mino struggles to keep himself upright, Yuji speaks casually. "I kinda roughed up all the sorcerers in the building up there. They should be fine. It'll feel like a really bad cold. They'll recover in 2 or 3 days. Then he adds, "Tell them, and tell the aliens too if you're feeling generous." Mino finally gathers himself. "What the hell are you doing, Yuji Itadori?" Yuji turns to face him. "I mean, wouldn't it be unfair if I only knocked out the aliens?" Mino snaps. "I don't care about that. Why show up now after all this time?" "Because of your absence," Yuka-chan was. Yuji cuts him off instantly. "I don't care." Mino freezes. "What?" Yuji continues. "I don't care about being Yuji Itadori anymore." Mino stares at him. "What on earth are you saying?" Yuji looks away. "Veterans don't die. They just wither away over time." Then he adds calmly, "I'll handle the curses escaping Tokyo. And if Senpai's grandkid took a beating, I'll clean that up too." Yuji looks down at his hand and slowly clenches it. "I just need to make sure that no one gets in the way of those two." He pauses. "Well, those 4, I guess." Mino screams, "I'll never forget you, and I'll never forgive you." Yuji laughs softly. "Well, maybe that'll reduce my loneliness a bit." He looks off into the distance. "That's the right choice, isn't it, Sensei?" He's thinking of Gojo. The chapter cuts back to Dabura versus Mahoraga. Dabura has already grasped reversed curse technique. Cursed energy is inherently negative, but multiplied by itself, it becomes positive. Healing. Now Dabura takes it further. What happens if that positive energy isn't just used to heal, but is funneled through a cursed technique? A dark orb forms between his palms. Mahoraga notices immediately. Dabura asks calmly, "What is this sorcery called on Earth?" The narrator answers, "Curse Technique Reversal." Dabura has once again acquired the means to defeat Mahoraga, but he knows the risk. "I can't let him adapt this time. I need to finish him instantly." The chapter cuts again. Maru versus Tsurugi. The fight is brutal. Maru hurls everything he can, rocks, ice, debris, using his curse technique. Tsurugi blasts straight through it all with raw power. They pause briefly. Tsurugi cracks his knuckles. Maru taunts him. Tsurugi slams his hand into the ground. From the shadows, he pulls out the soul-split katana. Maru panics. He pulled that from the shadows? What is that sword? Tsurugi takes a stance. Rika speaks. "Just swing it. I'll decide the damage." Maru suddenly senses something else. A massive wave of cursed spirits flooding the city, fleeing. Are they fleeing because they are scared of Dabura? No, don't come any closer. The chapter cuts back to Yuji. He walks toward the chaos. "What's all this? You completely failed to gather them," he thinks to himself. They probably underestimated just how absurd their numbers could become without a grand purge to cull them. Out loud. Can't blame them. They're still new to this. Yuji raises his fingers. One dismantle fires. The slash ravages Tokyo, tearing through the city and colliding with the massive swarm of cursed spirits, obliterating them instantly. A wide shot of Tokyo. Two massive explosions. One from Yuji, one from probably Dabura's reversal. Maru screams as his third eye floods with tears. The connection overwhelms him. There are too many. This burden is too great. Tsurugi strikes. Maru blocks partially with rubble, but the blade cuts through and slices into his flesh. Tsurugi lands behind him. Too shallow. He blocked it well. Maru steadies himself. "Tsurugi, it ends here." Tsurugi responds quietly. "Thank you, Rika-san." Rika answers, "Do your best." Rika's head falls to the ground. The transformation ends. Tsurugi stands there, silent, soul-split katana in hand. Then, in an instant, he's already beneath Maru. Blade raised, Maru is completely unguarded. His eyes go wide. He realizes the truth. Tsurugi sacrificed power through a binding vow. To become faster, the chapter ends on a blood-splattered no U-turn sign, no going back. Chapter 20 ends, and that's where chapters 19 and 20 leave us. Power has officially gone past the point of control. Yuji isn't fighting to win anymore, he's eliminating variables. Dabura is evolving faster than the rules can keep up with. And Tsurugi just crossed the line there's no coming back from. Yuji especially feels different now. He's mastered the shrine, a single dismantle erasing entire sections of Tokyo. In that moment with the axe made one thing clear, he's not copying Sukuna anymore, he's refining him. Yuji might already be stronger than Gojo, and he might be even more dangerous than Sukuna. Gojo stood at the top of the world. Sukuna ruled it through fear. Yuji wants neither. He moves like someone who knows no one can stop him, and doesn't care if they try. From here on out, every action ripples outward, to civilians, to the city, to the world itself. Let me know what you think in the comments. When Yuji said he doesn't care about Yuka, was he being honest? Or was he forcing himself not to care? And I'll see you in the next breakdown.